11:19 a.m. on December 9th, 2023. And with my last video, I was talking about the Bradshaw Ranch, where people are seeing the aliens, like the grays and all the unusual activity, where you can go up there with the military grade binoculars and see the fleets and everything going on there. And I just wanted to add that, I don't even think our legal military can go there. They blocked off the airspace for themselves because they're treasonous to our government. I just wanted to throw that in there. So I don't know if any of you looked up the Peruvian Face Peelers, but there are innocent civilians in Peru that have been attacked by so-called extraterrestrials, and some of them are found dead with their face peeled off. Well, on Coast to Coast, there was an investigator I was listening to not that long ago, talking about these guys. They were really well armed and had these suits on with helmets that made them look taller than they really were. And they were coming in on these hoverboards on their feet. So they were harassing the villagers, and one villager had a gun and shot the guy several times. He fell down and got right back up because they have that armor on them. So actually, what they are is the deep state. The unacknowledged military bases in our country are attacking innocent civilians around the world to create a false flag event and say it's aliens, when it's really going to be the military-industrial complex that kills thousands and thousands of people someday. The aliens are attacking. The aliens are attacking. Bullshit. They could have taken over this country years ago, and thousands of years ago. So this one girl was talking about her experience and how these two huge people in armor grabbed her, one by the arms, one by the legs, and they were on those hoverboards, and they took her behind this building, and they had her up in the air, and one was covering her mouth, and they took out this white stuff and started smearing it around her face and lathering her face up and sticking it up her nose. And she heard the one guy, who definitely had a white accent, gringo, she said, was like, "Don't put too much on, you're gonna ruin the skin." And the other guy, she said, had like a Spanish accent. So they were definitely humans. And she realized what they were up to. Her face was feeling numb. So they grabbed this something at the bottom of her face, and were starting to cut her. And she started squirming and fighting and moving. She got free, started screaming, and the people of the village came out with their guns and flashlights, I should say, and saw them on their hoverboards. He dropped her, but he grabbed her by the hair and pulled her. This is all what the investigator is saying. Pulling her while she's being dragged across the ground and the rocks and all that. She passed out, but luckily he couldn't keep a hold of her, and they went up in the air and then took off like a flash. So this is all part of this false flag event for our future, everybody, because it is going to come, and this is the ultimate plan. There aren't aliens coming down and peeling off our faces. This is a very corrupt segment, unacknowledged, illegal, criminal, treasonous going on in our country. And I call them transcontinental. They have these criminals in different countries. They're in Europe, they're in Australia, they're in Canada, and they're working together, and it is going on. And now we see the jackal going up. I keep saying that, 1 in every 5 days, because no one's paying attention to it. AI-driven, autonomous. A 15-year-old kid already hacked into a satellite, So you don't think a mad scientist can hack into these AI-driven satellites called the Jackal something and turn it against our government? Well, guess what? I think that's the ultimate plan.